Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and today I'm doing a very large job actually. I just finished cleaning just a huge sectional upstairs. They had told us on the phone that it seats 6, but I would say that the better way to describe it is that if you laid 6 people end to end, they could sleep on it. So that was a bit of a surprise, and anyway, and a couple of chairs, and I have a this very shaggy carpet to do. I've done the wool one over there already, and I've got another shaggy one upstairs, about the same size as this to do. So I just thought I would show how I typically do these really shaggy carpets. This has got a very, very long yarn, and as you can see, you you can pull the yarn apart, and then you can get right, and you can see the backing of the carpet. But when you clean this carpet, no matter what method you're going to use, you will not get anything that's jammed in the back there. There's no way you can get it out. Even if you take it to a rug cleaning plant and you put the rug duster on there, you can do all you want with it. But you peel the fibers apart, and you'll find there will always be something in the backing of the rug. So don't don't approach cleaning a rug like this with the understanding that you're actually going to remove everything from the carpet. It is not possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it as best as can be done, and obviously I'm going to do it here. And my technique for doing it, I've figured out what I think is the most effective way of doing it. Is I'm going to use my brush, which is sitting over there, out of my machine, and the brush will penetrate down quite deeply into the yarn, and it will scrub and agitate. And of course, as it goes across the carpet, it will be doing a sweeping motion, as it goes. And I will be, of course, moving back and forth and overlapping and everything, so I do get 360-degree pass on virtually every area of the carpet. There are some stains on this rug. And if you can see them over there's one right there, and a few more. It's actually not in bad shape. I cleaned this place before a few years ago, so I'm back again. And actually did the sectional before. I'd forgotten just how big it was until I got here. I was like, oh yeah, now I remember. Anyway, but I actually didn't expect that I was doing such a big sectional, because what we were described was a lot smaller. But anyway, so I'm actually supposed to be starting my second job right about now, but that ain't gonna happen. So anyway, so let's get to work on this. I'm cleaning with NanoMax. I did increase the mix a little bit to 2 ounces per gallon because of the stains on this rug. I haven't actually, other than there's a right over there, if you can see that the dark spot right there, where I guess where they come in and out the door. There's a little staining over there. So, oh boy, power is not great here, so that's why it took a little bit to get it going there. In some cases, I find that when I'm cleaning with my machine, once in a while, I'll run into a place where the power just doesn't seem to be delivering very well, and the machine will actually even chatter, firing off the capacitors without actually turning. And in this case, they didn't chatter there, but it took a bit for the torque to get it going there. This is a 1.5 horsepower motor, so it's not a weakling by any means, but it's about 10.5 amps. So it's not a lot of these machines are rated at 12 amps or 13 amps, but this one is a 10.5. So I rarely blow a breaker, although it occasionally will happen. So there's a kind of a bad stain right there. and actually looks like it's come out pretty well. I'm going to I think I'll just kind of go around the perimeter first here. Of course, this is a tile floor, so I don't even have to be concerned about what's getting onto the floor in this case. Upstairs it's a wood floor, so I'll have to give it a wipe as I go. Not a big deal. It barely fits. I can barely get the machine. The furniture is in the way a little bit there, so anyway, we'll have to move that a bit, maybe. Okay, I did a perimeter, and away we go here. So I'm just going to take my time, just let the machine do its thing. Let it work the solution into the yarn. This is actually a soft bristle brush. It's not really that hard. I prefer the soft bristle. I'm not trying to rip the soil out with the brush. I just want to gently agitate it in, the solution in, and I find this brush just worked great. I actually have two of them. This is the newer one, so it's got a little more bite than the one that's a few years old. So that's why I chose it for this particular job. I want it to penetrate down as far as I can into the yarn to give a scrub and emulsify the soil, lifting it into suspension. I will be putting an Ironman on this to finish it off, and I'm not sure if the camera is picking this up, but it actually is looking pretty good. There's some stains in this area here, and it looks like they're just coming out as I'm going over it, so and that's it. That makes me happy. This is this carpet is a few years old now. I'm not sure how old it is, but it's not, like, it's certainly more than 5 years old, and so I think it's actually a blend. It's a polyester nylon blend, I believe, and they seem to stand up not bad at all. If it was 100% polyester, they would have thrown it out long ago. But the blended ones seem to stand up pretty well. Or it could even be 100% nylon for that matter. Actually, maybe it is. But that's actually much better. Anything better than the polyester, these polyester shag carpets that we run into now and then. They're terrible. Now, you may not be able to see it, but there's some stuff getting pulled up and depositing on the surface of the carpet there, popping up as I go. Now, I know that a lot of guys are using the CRBs and would go to a CRB to pre-scrub this carpet, and certainly you can do that. I don't have a CRB. That's part of the reason why I'm not doing that. And if I did, I probably wouldn't even use it anyway, because I find that, quite frankly, in almost every case, the brush will do exactly what I want it to do and need it to do anyway. So why would I carry another machine? And anyway, this is just working fine. I've done it both ways. I've done CRB on these long shag carpets, and they work fine, but this is the Rotary with the brush. This brush, anyway, is working just great. I like to keep things simple. Because I'm a simple guy. Don't overthink, don't overcomplicate, just get it done. So I'm almost completed my first pass over the carpet. And I've actually almost used a gallon. And, okay. Now I'll just go a little bit extra right there where that black stain. You still see it a little bit. If you can see how the brush is just pulling the fiber right up and over, and then it lays it down again on the side, so that's doing well. I do have ClO2 in my solution as well. And I'm down to not very much left. I'm probably going to have to add some before we finish here. I've got another, like a doormat over there, same fiber. It's a little more grubby. I'll have to deal with that after I do this, and then upstairs with another one. So I'm just take my time, just let the machine work the carpet. It's I guess it's after 1 o'clock now. I've been at this. I go here about 9 o'clock, and I've been at it since then. I won't stop till I finish the job. I won't go and run off and get some lunch or whatever. I'll have to live off of my reserves, which fortunately I have enough reserve for a while. Now, let's see. I think it's going to look okay. There was, I say, some stains over there, and they look like they've pretty much disappeared already. I think when I put the Ironman on, I'll be taking another good look as I go, of course. Okay, there's a stain right there. I think you can, I don't know if you can see that, but the brush is really moving the yarn around. Which is what we want, of course. And apparently, this particular house is worth somewhere between $5 and $6 million, and it's one of a few houses that these folks own in North America. But I do a lot of houses like that, where this is just they spend literally only a month or two of the year in the house, and then the rest of the time it just sits there with people coming by to maintain it and keep the security or whatever. Oh. I have one house. I think that's enough. And I'm thankful for it, I can assure you. Actually, speaking of that, I'll tell you a story. I bought my first house at the age of 40, I guess it was. Is that right? Something like that, yeah. And the reason I was able to buy the house is because of my business. Because we had some wildfires here in Kelowna, and I think about 240 houses were burned down, and there was hundreds and hundreds of houses that had smoke damage and things like that, and a lot of people were making insurance claims and getting their carpets, furniture, everything else cleaned and whatever. And we did a lot of leather cleaning because I have the Von Schroeder machine that works very well on leather as well. And so 2 or 3 of the insurance companies, I guess they figured that out or whatever, and they contacted us, and we said, oh yeah, we'll do the leather. And although we were doing it for a little bit less than we would normally charge, when they hand you a stack of 20 or so work orders, anyway, we were working, I think we actually were working quite often, even 7 days a week at that time, and my wife and I worked together, and it went on for a few months. And as we kind of started to wind down, we realized that we had a rather significant amount of money sitting in the bank, enough to put a down payment down on a house. And so we were able to buy actually a brand new house. And the rest is history. What do you know? We're very thankful for that. And we never borrowed any money from anybody ever in our business, or even personally. We've had some difficult times at times where things were getting tight, but we've never borrowed money to to get going, or to pay for anything, or had to go into our line of credit a few times in the winter. But it's been quite a few years since we've had to do that. But anyway, so that's the story of how we were able to buy a house with our ability to earn good money with this business. So we worked hard for it, both myself and my wife. Well, I guess I'm trying to think. That was 2004, I think, that we did that. So that's what I'm remembering anyway. Alrighty. So that mark, which was the most obvious stain on this rug, is completely gone there, which is good. That's what we're here for. Able to kind of hang the pad over the edge and pull the yarn back up and over as I go. Looking good. Back to the beginning where I started there. I will go over the whole thing. Whoop. It's actually looking pretty darn good. Looks pretty even. The blotchy spots that I had seen when I first began are gone. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. I know that a lot of guys are using OP machines, and I own OP machines, and some would argue that OP would be a better choice for this particular type of rug, being the long yarn, and I would say the exact opposite, because I have OP machines, and I have cleaned these shaggy rugs with my Orbot. And I remember one of the things I found right away when I was doing that was I just couldn't get the it just wouldn't work as well as the constant movement of the rotary, as opposed to the vibration or the oscillation of the OP, because I think what happens is the longer yarn, the OP kind of just moves the yarn, tends to move the yarn back and forth, and loses a lot of its effectiveness because the yarn itself is shaking back and forth. Whereas with the rotary, you can come at it from one direction and it just lays it down, whatever direction that the pad or whatever is going, and it does a constant scouring, removal of the soil and whatever. And I found, particularly when it came to stains, that the OP just did not have what it took compared to the performance that I was used to getting using the rotary. So I would not, if I had my Orbot in my van, I wouldn't have brought it in to clean this rug. No way. And I actually did carry the Orbot, or one of my LPs, along with the rotary, and experimented using one or the other, and more times than not I would stop with the OP and take it out to the van, go grab the rotary, bring it in, and much better. But anyway, I know some would argue otherwise, but that's been my experience, and I hope that after over 40 years of carpet cleaning, I've learned something. Actually, what I've learned is the simpler the better. Oh, I see something. What's that? I'm not sure. Little black thing. Okay. Now I'm gonna actually go back over to here again, and the pad is actually not that bad. Interesting. I'm going to do a quick one more over this rug. Because I can. And try to give it, get it a little bit drier anyway. Over here. It's looking good. I'm actually getting hungry. But anyway. All right. And over here. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. And in this case, although I normally post vacuum, when it comes to these really shaggy ones, it's actually better to just to broom it. That's what I typically do anyway. Okay, we'll go back over to here. Get this out of the way. So there was some soiling there. It wasn't that bad. But anyway, let's give it a groom. Oh, that shaggy rug, eh? Oh, okay. I'm feeling that in my shoulder. I'm doing it one-handed. Looking pretty good. Apparently there was pee-pees in there, but there was no odor, so, and I couldn't smell anything when I was cleaning it. Oh, okay. So, that looks pretty good. There's a damp spot over there where I treated a stain extra. Other than that, I think there was quite a few obvious stains that I could see over in that area before I began, but now they're gone, so it's looking good. All right, so now I'll continue on. Thank you for watching.